Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Nikolai Fadeev. I represent Joint Secretariat of Lithuania-Poland program. And today's event, we start a series of webinars dedicated for the second call of proposals for small projects. And we start with a webinar for Joint Electronic Monitoring Systems, JEMS, for first-time users. And this webinar will be held in English, but if you need to ask some question in national language, or you do not understand something that could be helped with translation, so there are a few colleagues today with me from our team to help with translations, so you can ask your questions in national languages as well. And to ask questions, you can use chat just to type, or you can use reaction to raise hand and to speak up. But please remember that today we are talking about JEMS, so please keep your questions about the JEMS. This webinar, as you could see, is recorded and it will be saved on our program website. Now let's quickly have a quick glance for today's agenda. It's very short and intuitive. We will start with the registration in JEMS. Then we will talk about filling in the application and the different parts of it, and then finish with your questions and answers from my side. So to begin with, as you probably know, there are many Interreg programs, and almost each of it has separate JEMS system for program implementation. And what is JEMS? JEMS is an Interreg developed monitoring system to support submission, approval, management, and administration of projects or Interreg programs. So how to find JEMS for Lithuania-Poland program? It's very easy. You go to our website and you click on the banner for JEMS, and it will redirect you to the JEMS system for our program. Then, in order to log in, to go into the system, you need to create your user account. And in order to do this, you need to press create a new account. Then this table will appear that you need to fill in your first name, last name, email, create a password that it will be at least 10 characters long with at least one big letter and a small letter and one number. Then you need to enter security code, agree to terms and conditions, and press register. After that, to your email, there'll come an email from JEMS asking to confirm your registration. It will look like this, and there you will need to press confirm account. With this, your account will be confirmed and it will be activated. So after entering JEMS, you will, let's log in, and you will see an open call that is now a second call for proposals for small projects, and you will be able to apply for it. You'll just need to press apply in order to create your application form. Here, there's a small table. There you just need to type in acronym for your project. Later it can be changed, so you can type anything you like here, and then Then you will be able to create your project application. So let's see how the application looks like. When you create the application, you will see it in this form. Here will be your acronym. And then you will need to fill in all those fields in order to be able to submit your application form. There are 5 different parts of application: A, B, C, D, and E. A is dedicated for project identification, B stands for project partners, C is for description of project and project activities, D is dedicated for budget that is generated automatically. So for D, you don't need to fill anything. For part E, there is a project lump sum. There you just need to enter a lump sum, how you split it. So let's start from first section, from section A. For project identification, there you need to specify project acronym, project title, duration. Here for second call for proposals, we have just a maximum as 12 months. So you indicate from 1 to 12 months, whatever your project will belong. Then you will need to specify priority and specific objective. For this, you will see a drop-down list. You select the priority that suits you, and then specify specific objective. There will be sometimes one or two options to choose from. And when you fill in those specific objective and priority, you will be able to save your changes on this page. Later on, when you fill in everything, you will also need to fill in summary. Of course, you can fill it in whenever you would like, but we propose that it will be better and easier for you to fill in everything. Then you will see all those activities that you plan to do, and then it will be easier for you to write summary and enter it here, but it can be entered at any time. Then you, after filling in each page, you need to press save in order to save changes. If you don't want to save those changes, you can press discard changes. Then overview section, it will be generated automatically. You don't need to fill in anything here. Then section B is for partners. When you press partner overview, you can add new partners here. Let's try to add a new partner together. When you press to add new partner, there's the following table appears. You need to specify a role for each partner. Remember that for project, there can be only one lead partner. So for example, if in this case, we would like to specify a lead partner, then we need to create abbreviation. It's a short version of a title of organization. Then a name in original language of the organization. Afterwards, organization name in English. Then all the rest information. For partner type, you can choose the most suitable from the list of given types for your organization. For legal status, there can be public and private. For private, it's, for example, some NGOs that belong to private persons. For public, it's basically all the rest. And then to specify a registration number. And when you enter all this information, you'll be able to create a partner. So let's quickly enter most important. Then here you see when you fields that have asterisks, it's like an abbreviation, and the legal status, you will be able to create organization. But please remember that you will need to fill in all those fields, otherwise you won't be able to submit your application. So when you press create, more tabs appear as address, contact, motivation, budget, co-financing, and state aid. So for address, you just specify your registration address, and if you have some kind of department or division that is dealing with this particular project and they allocate it separately, the information for this department or unit, it can be entered here. For contact, you specify a legal representative. Usually it's a director of organization, and then a contact person who is managing the project from this partner side. Afterwards, there is a motivation field. There are questions for each field, and you need to just basically answer those questions. Then there is budget. Please pay attention that budget is for each partner, so it's partner budget. Then altogether there will be generates on the program generated table with all budgets collected from each partner. So for each partner you specify budget in this table. For second call of proposals, there are two options for budget, and each partner can choose their option separately. It doesn't mean, it basically means that for each partner, it's separate. It could be a different budget option. For project, it can be, for example, two partners, and each partner has different option. It's all fine. So for first option, you specify free flat rates that are allowed from the program. If you press all those three and save changes, then you will be able to enter costs for services and for equipment. If you decide to choose option 2, then you select flat rate for other costs, save it, and then you will be able to enter only staff costs. For example, yeah, so for example, for the second option, when you enter staff costs, you need to specify function in comment for which activities this person will be working. For unit type, it's either number of hours or for example, number of months that this person will be working. Number of units is number of months or number of days, hours, and then price per unit you specify here. So this is option 2. If for option 1, then we specify once again those three, save changes, and then we enter cost for services and for equipment. Let's, for example, enter some costs, then press save. Enter equipment, also some costs, just to see how it works. And also press save. Then you will see that for flat rates, for staff, for office and administration, for travel costs, there are amounts already generated automatically by the system. You don't need to enter anything. So you specify only real costs, and based on them, the flat rates will be calculated that you chose here. So here it's staff, it's 20%. So it calculates 20% of external expertise and services and equipment. The same for office administration and travel costs. It calculates 15% from staff cost. So it's 15% from staff cost, this amount. And that's how the budget is formulated. And below, there is a small section for project lump sum. It will come here from section E. We can quickly jump to section E. Choose preparation period. The amount is 2,250 euros. It is automatically generated by the system. It's from the program document. And then you need to allocate to all partners how you see it. It can be allocated just to lead partner or split somehow if there is a wish to have it for separate, but the amount is 2,150 euros. It's fixed. So when you see a gap, it means that there is a difference between planned costs 2,000 and allocated to partners. So if we allocate to lead partner whole amount, the gap will be 0, and you press save. When you come back to the budget of this partner, of this lead partner, you will see a lump sum. It appears here automatically. So next section is co-financing. Here you need to specify that the co-financing is ERDF. Then you need to choose your legal status that was chosen in the identity section. So it was private. And for amount of partner contribution, you just need to enter this amount that was partner contribution in the table above. And you press Save Changes. So just to enter this amount here, you need to enter it here. Last section is state aid. Please read carefully all information provided in the program manual about the state aid. And try to answer those questions that are given. If your answer is yes in some place, then please specify in justification why do you think it's yes. And for state aid relevant activities, there will be a drop-down list from your planned activities. You could choose it here, or you can leave it empty if there are no state, if you think that there is no state aid in your project activities. And then there is a section for associated part organizations. There you can press to add an associated organization which will not have any budget in your project, but is somehow relevant to your project, and maybe you will have some expertise from them. Here it's just to enter the name of organization and then all this information that is relevant, and to specify partner for which this organization is associated. There will be a drop-down list for all partners, and here so far it's just one partner, so it's this one. And then press Save to create, and there will be no other fields to fill in. And then we go to section C. It's for description of project. Here you specify overall activity, overall objective of the project. Please read carefully the supporting questions and information that is above every field. It will help you to answer the questions, and your text shall be relevant for your project and specified here, so it will be also assessed. Each section is assessed, so please try to be as precise as possible and to specify relevant information. And for each field below, when you press here below, you will see the amount of characters that is maximum for this particular field. And each field, it has its own number of characters maximum. So please also check carefully. It will not be you will not be allowed to save long descriptions. The system will not allow it to save. It will only allow to say maximum the amount of characters specified. So for next section, it's also project relevance and context. Here for each field, you'll have a question and to answer those questions. For example, for C.4, 2.4, the question who will be benefit from your project outputs. And here you can add and specify target groups. So from target groups, you'll see a drop-down list. You can specify the most relevant target group, and in text field, please specify who exactly is meant by this target group and how it will be involved in your project. For next question, how does the project contribute to wider strategies and policies? You'll also specify a strategy for EU strategy for Baltic Sea region and describe how your project will contribute to it. And you can also specify others and specify other strategies and policy documents that your project will contribute to. And next question, 2.6. Which synergies with past or current EU and other projects or initiatives the project make use of? So here you also can add a project or initiative and describe the synergy, how it was connected. Maybe it's some kind of continuation, or you will use the knowledge developed from this particular project or initiative. And also for last question here in this section, how does the project build on available knowledge? Here you specify also by answering the question, maybe some past projects or some past activities that you will use for your new project. So next, we'll go for it's C3, it's for project partnership. Here you describe your partnership and explain how partners are implementing the project, how they are communicating, what is the contribution of each partner in the project. Next section is a big section for work plan. Here you press add new work package to create a new work package. Its number is automatically generated, and then you need to press on it and to create a title, to specify objectives and communication objectives and target audience. Then there are 3 more subsections. So let's start with activity. You create a new activity. So your work package will consist of several activities, and each activity will have a deliverable, at least one. So for example, here we could creation of some kind of travel route. You here add a description. You select start and end periods. You describe add partners that are involved, and then you can add deliverables. And for example, for this example, we could think of creation of booklet, so some kind of booklet, and you add the description here. Please pay attention that description for deliverable is quite small. It's 300 information can be put in description of activity, because here it's 3,000 characters allowed. And also you will specify delivery period here, but as we didn't specify project duration, so we are not able now to press it here. And then you save changes. So this is basically the structure of your work plan, your activity, and deliverables. Deliverables, there could be more deliverables to one activity, depending on the structure. For example, here it could be some kind of meetings for development of travel route, some kind of research service, and also some other publication. It could be a separate deliverables added here. Then there is a separate subsection for investments, and here you can add investment and specify information. What we meant by investments here, it's investment in some kind of equipment. If it's, for example, some exhibition for tourism, it can be specified here. And when we press create, so justification, you need to explain why this investment is needed, and to specify cross-border relevance, and to describe benefits for the partner. But please remember that this investment, it's not an activity. So in activities, you still need to create here this exhibition as activity or as deliverable, part of a bigger activity. And in this investment section, it will be only explanation why this investment is needed, what is the relevance, and benefits for partners. Okay, and last subsection here is for outputs. You create output, you specify it with the title. Here you will need to specify the link to the indicator from the program to which your output belongs to. And then measurement will be generated automatically. For example, for the solution, some tourism solution, so it will be jointly developed solution, one solution as a target value. Then you'll specify delivery period and put the description of this output and press save. So all this information, please read carefully program manual, and there is for each priority, for each specific objective, you will find a list of program output indicators. And also you'll find in the same tables a list of project result indicators. And in section C5 for project results, you'll also need to specify results. Again, from the drop-down list for each priority, for each specific objective, if there is a dedicated drop-down list. So for example, for this solution, you will specify solution, the baseline. For example, for solutions, it's usually 0 because it's a new developed solution. You specify target value, how many solutions, specify the delivery period, and provide the description. All needed information is in the program manual, and it will help you to understand how to formulate your project outputs and project results. Then for project time plan, you don't need to enter anything. You will see here automatically generated information from your work plan. If, for example, we will specify the duration, 12 months. So for activity, then you can specify that this activity will start in the first period and finish in the second. For outputs, we will also specify that delivery period is second period. We save changes. For results, we also specify it will be period 2, for example. We save changes. Then when we press to time plan, we will see activities is orange, bright orange lines. For outputs, it's orange, but not that bright. And then for results, it's blue line. So it's a schematic time plan for this, and you will see this distribution. And for example, it will also help you to see how many activities are planned for each period to see the workload for you yourself. Next section is project management. Here you need to answer questions about your project, how it will be coordinated, measures for quality, your approach for communication, for financial management. And then in section C75, you need to specify at least those cooperation criteria and to enter a description of those cooperation criteria. For horizontal principles, you'll also need to specify the type of contribution, what effect your project will make on sustainable development, on equal opportunities and non-discrimination, and on equality between men and women, and also to specify this contribution. Please remember that your contribution cannot be negative, because if it is negative, then the project will not be approved. For next section, C8, long-term plans, you need to answer the questions about ownership, about the durability, about the transferability of your project results. Please pay attention about the durability, especially. It's a very important section. It is assessed separately on the program level. So please pay attention and try to describe it as clearly as possible. What will be the durability of your created project results and outputs. Then for section D, project budget, it is automatically generated. So for each partner, there will be a line in this table with specified RDF, private contribution or public contribution, and total for the whole project. For overview of partner by cost categories, here for each cost category there will be amount for each partner and then total. And by periods also amounts will be specified. We can also go to the budget for each partner, and here you will see that for each real costs that you plan in your application, you'll need to specify for each period this amount goes. So for example, for services, I wanted to have on the first, and for equipment, I can have it some part in the period 1 and some part in the second period. As you can see, if a whole amount is distributed among the periods, so the gap will be 0. And don't forget to save all your changes. Okay, for lump sum we already discussed. So Next is project annexes. Here there are several places to attach the files. There is this general project attachments. There is for each partner attachment and also attachments for investments. But you can attach for investments, we ask you to attach documents that are relevant for investments. For each partner, then attachments that are relevant for partners. And for project attachments for application, here it will be seen all together from all sections. And also here you can add, for example, confirmation statement. Next is a section about pre-submission, and here you can check and submit a report for application. So you need to press Run Pre-Submission Check. When you press, you will see all the mistakes that you did not filling in the fields. So it will specify if some field is not filled in and it was mandatory to fill it in, you will see here. For example, project title is missing. So in the project identification, I didn't enter the title. If I enter here title and press Save Changes and go back, check and submit and run pre-submission check again, I will not see it here anymore. So I did it, I filled it in, so this section is filled in, so there is no mistake shown. And you won't be able to submit your project application if there is some mistake here. Then when all the fields are filled in, mandatory fields are filled in, and when you run pre-submission check and everything is green here, then this submit project application button, it becomes active and you can press on it. Next subsection is exports from the application form. There is an export plugin, and with it you can export or download application form. For example, if you choose standard application form export, it means that you will download a PDF version of your application, but without budget. If you choose standard budget export, then you will download the Excel version of your partner's budgets. It will be partners and total. So it is for you, maybe if you want to print something to discuss it with your partners in paper, so it will be easier for you, then you can download and use those files. Then for project privileges, you can specify whatever user that you will need to work with on this project application. So for example, if you created this application, you will have a role to manage. You can attach here, for example, new users and specify the right for them to just view. They will be then able to view whole application, but they will not be able to type anything. To edit, then it means that this user will be able to type anything and to do anything in your application form, but they won't be able to submit. And then for manage section, then it means that they will be able to submit and to change anything in this application form. There can be several users with same roles. Can be, for example, several users with role manage, but we advise that you have just one person who is responsible for manage of this application and who will be able to run pre-submission check and submit the application form. So that's it from my side about the JEMS. Then we can open a section for questions and answers. And now you are able to ask questions. You can either raise hands or write or type your questions in chat, and we will try to answer you. Okay, we can start from questions in the chat. Can a project fill in the application form that lead partner is filling in? Yes, it's possible to fill in different sections of the application form at the same time. So the user that created application and has a role manage can assign access for another user for example, edit, and this user can edit the application form, can type all needed information, but there is only one restriction that two users cannot work on the same page at the same time. Because in this situation, when on the same page, for example, for management, two users are typing in information, then the system will not save any changes. So it will be that it is needed that one user is working at the same time at just one page. Next question is about can partner contribution be based on voluntary work according to set voluntary hourly rates? So maybe here I could ask my colleagues from financial unit to respond about the voluntary work, its contribution.
Hello.
Yes, Ilana, please.
Hello. As I understand, this question is related to eligibility of costs more than to JEMS, but our answer would be no. Like, if we correctly understand your question, it will be in-kind contribution, and it's not eligible. If we understood your question not really correctly, you can just write to us or ask now additionally.
Thank you, Ilana. Okay, next question. Can you leave us your contacts? So for Joint Secretariat, all contacts are available on our program website in section contacts. And there is a phone and email. You can write or call us. Okay, next. Will this webinar be recorded? Yes, it will be recorded and it will be put on our website. And next question, is it possible for institution to write a project for purchase of long-term assets, for example, outdoor musical instruments, as an environment improvement of on music therapy. So it's more about the content already for the project. So it will be separately discussed during our next event. So please leave those questions for the seminars. Now we're talking more about GEMS. Then next question. I'm not the main partner. Maybe there is some example of on how to fill in a partner budget. You can ask your lead partner to send you this Excel file to the extract from budget, and you will see those sections that you fill in. So you can fill in Excel, but anyway, then the lead partner will need to type all this information in GEMS. And next question is about the work plan. And this part is not clear. Shall we have a task by task approach or timeline based sequence of tasks? So it's more like task by task approach. You describe all your activities and specify during which periods they will be implemented. And then in the time plan, you will see this structure of your work plan by periods. And maybe just to add that for your work plan, it can be that some activity is, for example, just by numbers, some activity is second or third, but it starts earlier, but you think that it's more relevant to start with another activity in the work plan, but you will specify in start period and end period from which when it starts. Can the application be filled in by not leading an organization, for example, by partner? The user that creates the application form, it can be the case that this user is not from the lead partner organization, but still this user will be able to submit the application form in GEMS. But please be reminded that also we request confirmation letters, and the confirmation letter it will be from lead partner. Anyway, those documents, they need to be attached. But the user is not one that shall be working in a lead partner organization. It can be that the second partner is developing this application form. Okay, any more questions? Maybe somebody wants to ask. Then next question from the chat. Should the project management be included in a work plan? No, we ask to have it separately in description of section C7 for management. So we do not request to have project management activities in the work plan. Okay, any more questions? Okay, nothing new is coming up. So maybe that was it about the GEMS, but what else is coming? On 30th of January, we will have a webinar for potential applicants for second call. It will be also in English. Then on the 6th of February, we will have thematic question and answer sessions. They will be in national languages. And for those events, we will collect smaller groups. So we will invite you to come prepared with your questions, because from our side, there will be no presentations and speeches. We will be waiting for your questions, and we'll try to help you as much as possible in national languages to explain if some questions are left. Then for last, on 20th of February, we will have a question and answer session for GEMS. So it will be like a little bit more than 1 week left for submission of applications, and by this time we think it could be that some questions still arise, so we'll be able to answer them during this question and answer session. And then I see a raised hand, so we can ask. Yes, please, Rimantas. We don't hear you, Rimantai. There is no sound. Okay, still no sound. So okay, let me continue. So for detailed information and the links for registration, they're all available on our website. We can go to a section for second call for proposal and press register for informative events. So we can quickly show. Just going to our program website, going to applications, second call for proposal. Here you can register for informative events, and you can also register for individual consultations. For individual consultations, you can quickly press and see that you'll need to fill in information, basic information, and specify the preferred date for consultation. It can be online in Zoom or in GTS office in Vilnius, and also specify the language, the preferred language. We invite for those consultations to come with partners to have already prepared questions that are relevant for you, and the duration for consultation is 45 minutes. Then going back to events, informative events here, you can see all the events. The registration for 30th of January is open. You can still register. Then on 6th is thematic sessions for questions and answer sessions. And for 20th is GEMS, questions and answer sessions. So just follow all of the information on our website. Soon registration for February events will be also open. So thank you for participating today in today's webinar. We hope that you are now more informed about GEMS, and we hope that you will be able to prepare qualitative applications in GEMS, and we hope to see you during our next webinars and consultations. Thank you very much for today's event. Thank you. Bye-bye.